Hello, this is Jilly Bling. Are you ready for something a little different? And if you followed me for a while, you'll probably recognize, oh, I know that one. So, hold on here. Are you like, what are the chocolates about? The color behind these microbeads is chocolate wrappers. So, we've done this, it seems like every few years. I pull this out, pull it out from the archives, do it again using some current product, and it's kind of heavy. I don't know if you could tell. Microbeads, these are used, or you could buy them on Amazon, and they're used for weighted blankets. And back in the day, when I think I've done this 4 different times, probably like 3 or 4 years in between each one of them. But back in the day, Michaels used to carry microbeads. These are just called glass beads, but they're a little bit finer. And I admit, I think I like the super fine ones a little bit better, but the bigger ones are a little bit more dramatic effect. So at the end of the video, like I said, I've done this quite a few times, I'll pull out the old versions. Like this, you'll probably say, I don't know that stamp set. It's old, it's retired. And same with this one. But I pulled these two, set them aside because they kind of give me inspiration of putting a few rhinestones on here, a little bit of glitter. The layout is very simple on all of them, but today's is going to be a little different. So let's make this one, and at the end I'll go through, ooh, I have quite a few over there, but they're just pretty, just to see the difference. And after we make this one, you'll understand about the chocolate foils. And I know you're probably thinking, what are you talking about, chocolate foils? Oh, and this one has glitter on it. But I will show you here in just a minute about the foils. Okay, so this is today's project. It's using Dainty Delight's bundle that has the flowers. It has the dies that go with it, which is just beautiful, perfect add-on. And then this dainty little flower. So we'll make one very similar to this today. And I was trying to find a good ribbon. Nothing current quite works, so I pulled out an old ribbon. But after you change the foils and change the coloring, you could go with any ribbons that you have. Okay, Dainty Delights. Cheerful Daisy is mostly for the word label. Dainty Delights, of course, to cut out this floral piece. And Scallop Contours to cut out the scallop frame. I have stuff all over here. It's kind of driving me crazy, but there's a lot of little things, and I can't wait to show you. Oh, and you'll get beads kind of all over. And you can eat chocolates along the way. Okay, so the chocolates, when you look at these, you're like, oh yeah, I like that. It says milk chocolate. Okay, I like that. But see these colors in this pattern? That's what really matters. In real life, the chocolate matters. In stampers, microbead making card girls, the foil matters. And, okay, we'll go through all this in a minute, but look at this. Are you like, what is that? So all this came about, I'm just going to flip through these. All this came about because at one of my Avid Stamper gathering, I put some chocolate foils into their little treat bag. Okay, that's great. Then as the foils sat there on the table, I said to a few of the girls, so do foils mean something different to you? And 2 of the girls hadn't done it. Becky and Barbara, they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, they're in the chocolate for the chocolate, not for the foils. I'm like, you haven't done microbeads? Therefore, we're doing microbeads. So when you're looking at all these, you think, oh yeah, girl, you're a hoarder. But think of it in a crafty perspective. Look at these colors. Yes, they are just a little bit different. That's what matters. And look at all these. And after you do this project and you tell people, I'm saving the foils, you will be getting foils from every direction. Like one time I came, I used to be doing classes at Hobby Lobby, and I came to my car, and on the front seat, because the window was cracked open, I had all kinds of foils. People catch on, and they start, and the husband, he starts giving you foils. So all of these things, it matters. It's fun. And then to decorate your card, I have this bling from years gone by. And usually I would think, ugh, that's old, just get rid of it. Not for this project. So we'll revisit this box in a bit. Okay, let's just jump in. Maybe eating a chocolate will make things go better. And when you're eating the chocolate, it's great to save the wrapper in one piece if you can, but if you tear it, that's just fine too. But someone trying to save all kinds of little shards of foil would be cumbersome, but it'd be worth it. Okay. When life isn't going right, go left. Yes! So I ate that, so now I can't talk for a minute. Festive pearls. This one, do you recognize the color? And see how it's a bit distorted from the microbeads? That's the plan. Let's start with this, because I'm trying to eat really fast. I probably shouldn't have done that. Oh, I'm going to try something different. I have this right here, and for every project I always write the sizes. So I'm holding this up, but in the future I'm trying something different. Let me know in the comments how it works. Did I tell you that this is Julie Bling and we're working on microbeads? That's okay. I'm going to tell you the sizes I cut the paper as I pull them out, and at the end I'll hold this up and you could do a screenshot of it. Just like that. And I know my writing isn't the best, but I'll type it and I'll put it all in my blog, and I'll have a link in the video description to my blog. So this is for stamping, and this is going to be for the flowers. It's 5.5 by 3 1/4. So I'm going to do it in Versamark and then white embossing powder. So when I was doing this card at first, I stamped it on white paper and colored it, cut it out. Not good. And I'll show you that as we progress on this project. It's like, it's just not working. So then I was thinking, like, this could be kind of monochromatic, but then I do add a little color. Oh, and adding the little color, that's kind of fun too. I have all kinds of things to show you. Come play in the craft room. So that's the only thing we're going to heat emboss, is these flowers. Okay. And then the dies, I will cut this out. Okay, let's get to all the other pieces so I could put this up. So this piece is used for the frame. And this is a piece of pebbled path, and it's cut to 5.5 by 3 1/4. So I cut out the frame. This is for putting the microbeads on, and it can be any color. If this was black or if it was yellow, that would be fine. Probably a color that kind of coordinates with what you've got going here. This color, obviously, it doesn't match because it's blueberry and I'm using Starry Sky. But because it's going to be 100% covered with the microbeads, the color of this one, just go through your scrap pile and find something somewhat similar. And this piece is 3 3/4 by 2.5. So we'll use this in a minute. Then that's for the words. The words are 1.5 by 8.5. It's just a strip, and we will stamp the words on that. The inside pieces are pebbled 5.25 by 4. The inside white 5 by 3 3/4. For the outside front, the designer paper is 5.25 by 4, and the frame, which we already did, is 5.5 by 3 3/4. Okay, so we have the sizes. Oh, and then the sparkly. Look at this. So this paper is in the holographic silver paper in the annual catalog, and they had this included, and you sure it's holographic a bit, but I've never known what to do with it. Look at today. Right here, it works so perfectly. And I cut that piece of paper to foil, 5 by 2. And that's for this die right here. 5 by 2, isn't that pretty? I don't know, that might be my favorite. Well, the microbeads, they're fun too. Okay, so did we go through all the pieces? The base is 5.5 by 8.5. Let me hold this up. So this is the point where you, on your phone, if you have an iPad, hit the power and the volume down all at one time, click, and it'll do a snap, and it'll throw the picture into your bottom left corner, and it will be in your photos. So that is for this project. Okay, we did it. Okay, so let's start building this, and then we're going to work on the microbeads. So much fun, so creative. There's never one that looks like the next one, even if you try. And I will link to all the strange, different products, the non-Stampin' Up! Stuff, in the video description, and then also on my blog. And the things that you need is, you need to eat chocolate, or you need foils, or put out the word to your friends, I need foils, and they will just appear for months. And you need the microbeads, and I'll show you the 2 different types of the micro, the tiny beads, and then the glass weighted beads. And the tape. The tape. This right here is kind of a challenge to find. If anyone knows where to get this at a reasonable price, I found it on tapejungle.com. And I'll link to where I found it. The best I can find is a 1/2 inch, so you'd have to use lots of strips, and you'll understand that in just a minute. If you could find the 1 inch or 1 1/4 or 1 1/2, you're golden. But when I look it up, the best I could find is 12 rolls for $429 or $400, something ridiculous. So this is what I purchased years ago, and I have this roll plus 1 more roll. But this is key. Or just some clear double stick strung adhesive. Okay, so we've got this almost done. This is inside, we'll do that. Inside is standard. Well, let's stamp the words. I like these words. Celebrate you. Everyone needs birthday stuff, right? Oh my gosh, I have so much stuff around here. We'll get to that in a minute. Memento. Let's celebrate you. Cool. Well, I'm at it. Might as well do the inside. So we still have Bruiser here. He and Bo, they play and play, and then they sleep. Tony tries to take him out, but it's cold out there. I was thinking, can I do this the other direction? But because the text in the designer paper is going portrait, we'll stick with portrait. But Bruiser's parents, my son and daughter-in-law, are coming home from Louisiana. They did a surprise visit. Just love the kids. They did a surprise visit to her family, where they just appeared and they're walking down the street and they're like, what are you guys doing? And they're there with Michaela's grandma. So nice surprise visit, but they'll be coming home tonight really late. So we have Bruiser for one more day. Celebrate you. Okay, I want to do microbeads. That's where my head is. That's where my heart is. We'll decorate it and let's do, okay, microbeads. Like I said, there's two kinds. I'll show you the two kinds. I'm going to do them on here. The cameras say front detected movement. So Tony and Bo might come in. Beware, they're noisy. So at one point, Michael's carried microbeads. I just checked and I didn't find any. They didn't have any last time. So I went online to Crafts Outlet on Amazon. And at one point I found the small microbeads. $7.99 for just a little bunch of them. So that's what we'll be using today, is these tiny ones. But the bigger ones used on this, which are, it's a little bit more of a dramatic effect. Okay, hold on. So this is a bag. You can see it's double bagged. I have a little tub in there as a scoop. Hold on, you ready? Clear the decks. A weighted blanket. I know people love it, but I don't know. Do you ever feel claustrophobic? Victory Glass Beads. They're used for weighted blankets, 15 pounds. These are the bigger ones. These are what I used on the card in the sample. We're going to use the little ones today. Okay, so to do microbeads, let's start out with our anything color paper and silicone mat. And on this paper, I'm aiming for 100% coverage. Whatever adhesive you have is good. Oh, this is the one that's about to run out. And if you, I knew it was. But I have plenty more. See, this is good sticky stuff. Or whatever tape runner you have is good. And if you miss, it's like, what is all that? That could have been on my cards. Well. Uh-oh. Let me look at secondary. Gonna throw it away. I don't need to reseal the bag. Okay, so any adhesive will work fine. And like I said, we're aiming for 100% coverage. Is this the plus? Stamp and seal. I think that, no, same color. One of them is like super strong. Well, that might be good. But the super strong one has like little sections. Okay. So stamp and seal. If you don't get 100% coverage, just use liquid glue to fill it in. And I'm using the silicone mat because if I'm a crazy driver, like I was right there, and I went off of the paper, I don't want it on my scratch paper. Yeah, there we go. Because on the silicone mat, it comes right on up. Okay. Kind of keeping it on the paper only, because everything will stick to that. Guess this just happens when you try to get it right on the very edge. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now we're going to put down foils. So when you put down the foils, it's not just one big, well, it can be. It can be however you like. I need to pick out foils. This time, on this project, I was going for purples, like a royal blue, this color blue, so 3 different colors. This time, I think I want to lean more toward the gold colors. Hold on, little paper. We'll be right back. So here's a few golds. It's convenient, I love it. Now that's a wrapper. That must have been like an Easter egg or something. Well, look at this wrapper. See how these are different color golds? That's my plan. That's a different color. That's a different color. Oh, here's a paper foil. That's a Hershey's Nugget. Well, look at this kind of coppery one. And see how I'm pulling out just little pieces? That's fine to use the little ones. I like this flat colored turtles. This color here, not so much the turquoise. I think I might be getting too many colors. I wonder if black would look good in there. And keep in mind, when you look at this, you're like, that's a crazy pattern. But once you put the microbeads on it, it distorts the image, so it all becomes kind of one. This brown, Reese's. Okay, is there anything I just can't live without? Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at that. So for the other project, the sample project, these are the ones that I used. I could put this in here. These are the colors I used. Okay, so let's do these and see how it turns out. Got little pieces everywhere. Oh, and then the microbeads, yeah, you'll find them. Okay, do I really want brown? I don't know. I know I don't want this white and the black, so what you do is just tear a bit and try to avoid, see how this has a square edge? I'll put that in the corner, but you don't want square edges on your design. And maybe I'll do a few. So that just naturally has a square edge, but I'll have it hanging off. And it's okay to have it hanging off. It's flat right there, but I'm going to put something else over that. So just random little slivers of it. And it's kind of cool if there's a logo you recognize, like the like this Reese's. If you get that on your paper, because you'll tell people, I made that using foil wrappers. They're like, I don't know what you're talking about. And you could say, see right there? See how it says Reese's? They'll be like, oh. They might think you're a little crazy. Oh, I'm going to get Hershey's in there. But you could prove it. You could prove, yeah, I was being all creative. Okay, let's go with a different color. This is more of a yellow. And see how I'm covering up all of the blueberry paper? That's the goal at this point. And it's okay if it hangs off, because after we're done, I'll trim it off from the back. I don't like that bold cut, but let's get into some of these. Look at that one. It's plastic, which is fine. Get it started so I can tear it, because you want the kind of random. I don't like the silver on there. Foils. Okay, so if you do this project, I would love to see pictures or let me know how it turned out, because it is a little, look at the Mozart in there. Look at the music notes on there. I want to do something good with that. I guess in the end what really matters is it a different color foil. Not really. Let's do this one here. This one is a different color. Yellow gold. I don't think I want any silver. Those are kind of similar. I might put some brown in here. Okay. And if you're thinking, yeah, that's kind of a mess. The microbeads do magic. Oh, I got that Reese's in there. But I think that's where the flowers lay. So that might not be the best. But I'm trying to get like brown, at least a few spots. What color goes here? More brown? I like Reese's peanut butter cups. Okay, is it 100%? No, there's a little bit here. Probably use that. Cover it up. Okay, let's see. How is our masterpiece? Are you rolling your eyes thinking, that ain't no masterpiece? I see a little blue. Oh, and blue here. I'll just use this conveniently hanging off piece. Okay, and where else? Right here. But it's so small, is it going to stick? Oh, I don't want to cover up my Reese's. It's sticking though. Then over here, I see one more little spot there. Not that end. Okay. No. No. There. It'll cover it up. Okay, just kind of dry. Okay, so we're done with this. So you get all these pieces. Now you know why I have all those wrappers. You're probably not sure why and would I really do that, but it's just so cool. Wait till you do the microbeads. This can go right there. Okay, is that drying? So now I'm gonna flip it upside down. I have full coverage and take off all this excess. Get it a little bit more tamed in. At this point, this is a crazy project. In some ways messy, but not messy. Not sticky, ooey gooey. I mean, it's all going to be cleaned up here in just a minute. Okay, there we go. It's kind of looking like the front of the card. Oh, and if ever you get your scissors, your snips full of sticky, they're going to get worse. Use your adhesive remover. Just get them clean. And then they'll work like they're brand new again. It doesn't sharpen them by no means, but it gets all the sticky off. Okay, so all these little pieces, I could save them, but I'm not quite that. I don't need to do that. So we're going to keep the mat, the silicone mat, out. Okay, so now we're on to the next step, which is that tape, lovingly referred to as orange tape, only because it has an orange shield. It's clear tape, but it's super sticky. You could stick children together with this. Okay, so this size that I have here is 1 1/4, and you want it to be 100% on your paper. You don't want any seam down the middle with no sticky. So, once I put this down, it's going to be down. So I'm aiming for right on the edge, maybe a little bit over on the top. Okay, that's good. I was just looking at this right down here. It's stuck. And I cut my paper so it would fit 2 of these. So the tape that is like a 1/2 inch for 1 roll, it's $8.80. So you could do it with that roll, but you would just need a few passes, which is fine. So if you get that roll, you can still do this. It's just convenient having the larger roll, because now I just have to do 2 passes. Okay, so there's that one. Now, this one, most important, I want it, it's going to fit perfectly. I think I would want it on the edge. I'm trying not to overlap it. It's not overlapped right here, but it's hanging over a little bit right here. And just when you're trying to determine, oh, it's too short, where should I have the gap? Maybe in the middle, because you could use your liquid glue to do a pass of liquid glue to hold the microbeads on. That's our next step, is microbeads. Okay, so this is conveniently like right close to each other, and I'll have to trim it, but it's hanging over the edge a little bit there. Okay, we're gonna have to trim it, so might as well do the whole thing, and this will leave your scissors a mess. Okay, we are done with orange tape. Yeah, okay, trim it a little more. Might have to clean my scissors. Doesn't seem to be cutting. Oh, I know why. I got the it's a mess. I can handle this kind of mess, where stuff is like gunging up the scissors. Maybe that's because I just know how to clean them off. But then when you do the microbeads, yeah, you think you've got them all secured, and then all of a sudden you hear one fall. It's like, how did that fall off? Oh, that's better. And after you made one of these, and you look at what other foils you have, like, oh, I can make one with pinks. Oh, wait until the end when I show you all of the past years. And I don't have the stamp sets anymore. Obviously, don't have all the foils anymore. But each of them are kind of hokey and gaudy, but different. And there's different directions you can take. Like when applying the foils, you notice how I did them in like little slivers? There's some where you could have it more globs of foil. One girl at one point, she put one of those Easter egg foils on the whole thing and just did microbeads. I'm like, well, that's cheating, but it looked really cute, so it's not cheating. Okay, get that orange tape really stuck down on there, especially around the edges. And you notice how I didn't really flatten out the foils? You can if you want. Okay, I think we're done with this. Okay, here we go. But you know, well, let me show you this. Let me show you a sneak peek. Right here, when I lift this up, like, yeah, that looks a little orange. Look how bright it is once I lift that off. So at this point, it's time to decorate this before we put the microbeads on. Decorating means putting glitter on it, or rhinestones, or see these little beads? I put beads on it that kind of match the Starry Sky paper. So for this project, I used this, and I really like how that looks. I used the little hearts. And when you do hearts that are transparent, they stick right onto the microbeads, and then it's kind of like a window into the, they stick onto the foil. It's kind of like a window into seeing what does the foil really look like. So these are from way from the past, just beads. And then these kind of blueberry beads. And these are all super old things, but you could use whatever you have. So I really like this, but let's see. Let's see. Ribbon, and look at this confetti stuff. That could be good. More beads. Oh, these are stars. I don't know if stars would work for that. Celery colored beads. These I got online. Those are really cute. They're kind of like frosted pearls. Okay. Beads. Stars. Looks like they were punched out. More stars. More beads. And these, in one of the samples I show you later, I used quite a few of these. And these are just vellum leaves and white vellum little flowers, and then you put a little rhinestone right in the middle of them. That turned out really cute. I'll show you those. More stars, beads. Oh, here's some. This is the regular, the weighted blanket size. Or you can do, oh, let's do some of this. Silver glitter. So when you put the glitter on, that takes the place of, for instance, I put the glitter on here. Because the glitter is on there, the microbead doesn't stick on there. And I know right now I'm dumping you with information, but after you try it and you start putting these things on, you'll say, oh yeah, that I understand that now. So this is from days gone by. How about a swish of gold cording? I don't know if it's going to work. And then white glitter, sparkle and shine sequins and assortments, and I like that because there's these little rhinestone things in here, and champagne iridescent dots, my new favorite. Maybe a few of these. Are you like, I don't know, I'm not seeing it, but let's try. So when you take off this shield, this is crazy sticky. So I'm keeping these nearby as kind of places to hold on to my project. So as I'm lifting these off, this is why you wanted 100% adhesive on the blueberry paper, because if you were lifting these off, and it would just lift and tear, and you don't want that. You could see that Hershey's, Nugget, Reese's. Okay, so to put this on, I'll start in the brown. You could see the brown maybe. I'll just do swirls. And I'll hold this up close here in just a minute. I know this is like really crazy looking, but hopefully it will look good. First of all, it'll look good and it'll make sense in a bit. I'm just doing swirls, and I know the flower is going to come up over through here. How much can I twist it? I could trim it, but I know that all those little pieces would get into the sticky. Ooh, that's good. Okay, I'll hold it up. Hope you could see it. It's kind of gold on gold. Oh yeah, you could kind of see it right there. Okay, and then to stick it down, get it wedged into that tape. Okay, that's good. So let's decorate it a little bit more. How about sparkle and shine? Let me find those. some of these are kind of cute. Some of these are kind of really small. I want to find the rhinestones or kind of, oh, this, here's one. What is that? That is kind of a bubble. Can you see it? That'll be cool. Try to find a few of those. I wonder if I could put sequins on, because I don't want it to lift off, because those won't lay flat. Okay, there's another one of those. 1, 2. That's a sequin. Three. Okay, 5 of them. 4. I bet you rhinestones would be pretty. Oh, I have that whole box of rhinestone stuff. Okay. Got some of those on. Where's that rhinestones? They're all kind of big though. There's some smaller. Oh, and a star. Let's do 2 rhinestones, because that's how many is on here. Guess I don't need to worry about getting the glue dot, because there's plenty of sticky on there already. Rhinestones. Okay. Should I put that star on there? Right there. Okay. Okay, so what we have left is champagne, iridescent dots, and sparkle. Sparkle will be at the end. So how about a bunch of these? Here's a medium one. Medium. Oop. Big one. How about another big one? We'll do some little ones too. There's a little one. My picker-upper tool needs a little refreshing. Okay. And sparkle. So sparkle. It's just glitter. Any glitter you have. But this is kind of chunky and iridescent. So the thing when you put the sparkle on, and I'm going to do it kind of in paths, is when you put the sparkle on, that means the microbeads will not go on. So put it right through here. A little bit of a path. Then a little bit right through here. And when I take pictures on my blog, I'll make sure you can see the like a close-up of this so you could see it all. And then just kind of push it in. But remember, wherever you put the glitter, you're not going to get microbeads. So if you have a color like the brown that's a little bit strong on there, and you're like, I want to ease it up a bit, I don't want that to be super strong, the glitter will help that a lot. Okay, so I'll hold this up. Okay, you can see the glitter right there at that point. Just bits of it. This, I don't know we're going to use it anymore. It's time for microbeads. So, here's the tray. We're done with all these things. Just a mess. It's like a tornado. Tony came in here to plug in my tablet. He's like, what happened in there? It was just clean. I said, I know. Pushing that glitter into place. Yeah, some of it came up. It has like fine glitter in it too. Okay, so microbeads. Let's do the tiny ones right here. So I have it in a tray. And you know what? See how there's a little bit of glitter in here? That, we don't want that. And I say that only because after I put the microbeads in here, I'm going to dump it all right back in here, and I don't want glitter in my microbeads. Therefore, let's get rid of excess glitter. Oh yeah, there's quite a bit. Okay, I think that's good. No more is coming off, but I need to get it out of here. You know, all these maintenance things. Oh, I know what would be good. I was going to say my embossing buddy, but I don't know where it is. Okay, sweatshirt. That's why we all wear sweatshirts, right? Speaking of sweatshirts, do you have some clothes that when you're not going anywhere, it's like, that's my go-to? I have a few of them, quite a few of them. This is one of them, my little lilac sweatshirt. Classic, standard sweatshirt, but it's warm. Okay, so, what was it? Last year, in the mail came some socks, and it says, because you purchase Gex, which is like a shoe liner so you don't have to wear socks, we're sending you these for free. I go, oh, okay. And they're from alpaca. I'm like, well, okay. I love them so much I should go get more. I don't know if I'm going to, but I love these. Oh, and then another thing, Crocs. So Evan and Michaela and Tony wear Crocs. The kids wear Crocs everywhere all the time, just because they like to. So for Christmas, I said, I want some Crocs because, you know, FOMO, fear of missing out. Can't be doing that. I love them. That and my alpaca socks, that's like putting on a sweatshirt when you're cold and you put on a sweatshirt and you're like, oh, that's so comfortable. That's so nice. So today is a alpaca socks and Crocs day. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So I think that the microbeads and then the weighted glass beads, they have a different look. I'll hold them both up here. Oh, and I'm brushing it off the edges because I see a few little balls that here's the edge of the paper and it's just kind of hanging off to the side. And I know that's going to let loose as I'm making the card. See, that's a cool look. If you're thinking, yeah, what you going to do with that? Once I get it all decorated, it is really cool as a background. You see the glitter in there? And then I have beads on here. How's that happen? Well, so now you know why I didn't want the glitter in my tray. Because all this now is going to be dumped back into here. Oh, that's not coming out good. Make a funnel. Ain't messing around. We'll get it in there. Oh, and you notice how I poured the beads into the tray a little bit slow? That's from experience. Because if you just pour them, they go bouncing everywhere. Okay, and I've got all kinds right here. And now more. They're crazy. Okay, let's get to building this thing. So, I would turn this over and put glue on it, but I'm kind of scared of that. More beads will come off. And I have a tip for trying to get them to stay in place. I'm going to put a ring of glue around the outside edge to kind of hold them in place. This is heavy. Okay. Glue. Just because you see how every time I pick it up, I have more little microbeads falling off. I can't kind of see the blueberry, but I'm just going to do this right at the edge of the microbeads. And I know it'll dry clear. And if I get it onto the pebbled path frame, I'm fine with that. But I'm hoping that this will kind of seal the beads right where they need to go. You can tell I'm not being very careful with it. Oh, there goes a bead. Can I put it back on? No. I would love to know if you give this a try. So when you look at this piece right here, and remember how we put all those different color foils on there? And I was trying to go for different colors. Now you know why. And once you put the glass beads on it, it kind of softens it and blends it all together. It's just a cool background. Okay, dry. Dry. Let's color the flower. Dry. Oh, see the difference from super micro? So it's just a different look. That chocolate wants me to eat it. Okay, so for the flower, could just leave it like this, but I think that it's a little bit better with a hint of color. Oh. This is where it was going first. See how that's just wrong. This is better. Okay, so to color it in, because I used heat embossing, I could color it with the blends, but the blends are able to color over the white line art, which I didn't want. Therefore, let's watercolor it. So, Starry Sky, what I did was took the block, got a little ink on it, same with Shaded Spruce, might need some more, and white, Whisper White. Just put it on there, get it full of ink. You could go directly into the pad, but I find this is a little bit easier to control. So now, get a brush. Ooh, that one looks like it has green in it. We'll do green. Shaded Spruce on all of the leaves. And I'm not being real precise about it. I just want a bit of color. Where's that die tray? That's my new favorite trick. It's a little table. So, and I'll do about half of it right here. So I'm just putting a little bit of color, and I know it won't stick to the white embossing powder, but it will stick to the pebbled path paper, and it'll dry lighter than what you see right here, which is kind of nice. And then I'll do the big flowers in the white ink. And it seems like it takes forever to dry. But while it's waiting to dry, I'll take Starry Sky ink, the blue, and put a swish of color in it. First I was waiting and waiting for it to dry to put the color over the top of the white. But it took too long, so I just did it anyhow. It came out so pretty. So this is what I'm talking about. So see this here, it has the white over it, and then I took Starry Sky into the center of each of them. That's just plain old solid Starry Sky. That one right there. But we'll do that here in a minute. Okay, so let's finish up the green. Shaded Spruce. So last night, so Tony just had his birthday. Tony is Medicare dude now. He has double insurance. He has retirement from California, and now he has first line is Medicare, and then anything else is back to our regular insurance. And I think the rates, the monthly premiums, goes down a lot too. So that's a good thing. But his birthday was Friday, and we celebrated yesterday. Oh, I've told a few of you this story. I'll tell you the story. I have just a minute. Microbead. The story is, so about a week, 2 weeks before his birthday, he said, "Hey, you just got me a birthday gift." I said, "I did? What did I get you?" And he walked in the house and he had a bag, a white bag, like an Amazon bag. I said, "I'm not going to tell you." He goes, "I'll pull it out on my birthday." I'm like, "Okay, whatever. You do you." Okay, good. Good. We're settled. But then in the meantime, I got him a Patagonia jacket. It's really nice. So then I started thinking, well, what did I get him? There's some things that I'm not getting him. I'm not getting him anything having to do with like lots of booze. He gets plenty of that on his own. He's always looking for stuff. I'm not getting him anything like ammunition. Those are things he could get on his own. I'm not getting them for him. And he does just fine. So I'm thinking, well, what is this? And I hadn't even seen it other than him walking by saying, "You got me something." So then it had me really curious. And I'm like, well, tell me. He goes, "No, we had to wait till my birthday." And then the box from Patagonia came with the jacket. And it was kind of a big box because it's a coat. It's a winter coat. He's like, "Well, what is that?" And I'm like, "You have to wait till your birthday." Okay. So come Friday, he came in after the morning bus run. And I'm like, okay, I think it's time that we open these gifts. What did I get you? Because I was very curious. And he knew that I'm not going for some things. And he just kind of laughed. Like, oh. I said, "You could open the big box too after you open that little bag." So what was it? I should run in the other room and get it. It's a t-shirt. When I felt it, it's like, that's a t-shirt. And it said something like Medicare or I'm 65. And then underneath it, it said, I'm really 18 with 37 years or something like that experience. 47, I don't know what it is. However the math adds up. Well, these are supposed to be just, okay, they're supposed to be just a starry sky. Getting carried away with my topic. So that's what it was. It was just a t-shirt. But he had to make a big old deal about it. He's quite the Tony. I don't know that he's wore it yet. He really hasn't had a chance. But last night we went out for dinner. And if you are in the Eugene area and you haven't tried Black Wolf Supper Club, we had reservations for 5 o'clock. When we got there, there was like 4 couples already in the door before we were. It's like, wow. And it is so good. It's one of those places where you can tell they really take the time to make the meals nice. Kind of, well, beyond gourmet. It's very good. First one I got mine and it was $38 for an entree. Okay, I'm going to go into the, see the white right here? Isn't that cool? Yeah, and that's because the white is still wet. It'll get a little bit softer as it dries too. But that you could really see that one. So when our entrees came, and it's kind of like the kids are in Louisiana. It's kind of like they had the little container that held, I don't know what it held, on the table from the Café du Monde. Anyhow, it was very good. Well, that's pretty. Okay, so all these other little flowers are going to become starry sky. Blender pens, aqua pens, microbeads, do it all today. Oh, this little thing up here. I should do that one too. We still have to color the inside. I think I already did that one. Okay. Dry. Isn't that pretty? Yeah. I have no room. Okay, so we're done with the coloring of these with the aqua painters. Okay, can we start building this? This piece here, I love how that looks. That's pretty just like that. This whole project was about microbeads and now I'm eliminating it. Yeah, that's pretty too. Okay, I'm just going to put it on before I decide to eliminate it. I'm going to put it at an angle. Look how different they are. This one is very subdued. This one is a little, hey, I'm gold. I'm golden. Microbeads falling. Microbeads falling. This card comes with confetti. Good, good, good. Right like that. Okay, all you microbeads. Good thing I have Roomba. Okay, and then next, let's just stick down though. Next is, those just look so pretty together. I think I might like this one best. But can you see any of the recess is hiding under there? No, not over there. What color ribbon? Planned on doing this, but this one is retired. Well, I have one here. Oh, I was trying to do so many different things. I think that's too weak. That's a bit better. Oh, oh no. Just trying these, but I think that that's too narrow. Stick with the white. Okay, let's build this thing. So I'll put one dimensional, these are still drying, one dimensional under here. That's going to be our focal point. There it is. Then next goes words. They're so pretty. And a dimensional. I'm not putting any here because with all these layers of microbeads and the frame, it kind of makes it rounded. So it's just going to have to hang out. My fingers had ink on it. I got ink right there. Pulling out all the fun things. This is from Tombow, Mono Sand Eraser. And it will take off a layer of paper, including the ink that's on it. So I don't want to do it too much because I don't want a rough spot there. Maybe I'll have to put a rhinestone there or something. Okay, that's looking good. Now this beauty right over the top. No, it'll be tucked in. Maybe it could just be a little bit more prominent. Like right there. This one I really had it tucked in. That card is heavy. Okay. So this one's kind of on top in the middle, underneath, underneath. And it's hard to get it to stick. So this is the part that was on top. And these are the underneaths. Underneath, on top, underneath. Come on. You could stay there. Okay, and a glue dot for the bow. Wonder what other. The purple looks good, but like a different, like a bigger white. I have iridescent stuff. Well, this will make your eye focus on the pretty microbeads. Whenever Bo barks like that, Bruiser gets up like, what am I missing? Boy, that's really sticking up. Okay, that's looking really cute. Oh, my scissors. They're like, why do you keep putting me in that glue? Yeah. See if they work better now. Oh, yeah. Happy scissors. Happy snips. Okay, and I'm going to put more glue on this in a bit and stick down these edges. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, but for now, let's... Oh, and I need to stick down more of that. Host code. If you need to order anything, if you don't already have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. And if you can, use this host code. I would appreciate it. Try to keep you inspired. That's my job. I think Bruiser wants to go out. Bruiser, do you need to go out? Okay, let's color the inside. Oh, or Bo wants to come in. Bo really wants to come in. Hold on, I might have to get the boy. Ooh, that's pretty. You want to come in? Okay, there you go. There you go. No, go on. Go night-night. Okay, so to color this, I'm going to use just a few markers. Shaded spruce for the leaves. I'm doing them shaded spruce light, all of them, and then I'll just put a little touch of dark in the leaf bottom center, just because it's so small that I don't think, even if you tried to shade it, I don't think you would tell the difference. And another thing is, underneath each of these little flowers is a like a flower holder. I was schooled, somebody told me. Is it sepal? S-E-P-A-L? I need to color those in too. I can tell the dogs are playing. So when Bo is here alone, the boy doesn't play with his toys. When Bruiser is here, he heads, oh, I had to do the flower holder thingies. He heads right over to the toy basket, and the whole visit, he has toys everywhere. And you know, as a mom, a dog mom, I should be cleaning him up, but as I walk by, I just look at Tony and I smile. It's like, yeah, he has a sleepover, he has a friend over, and they both like to pull the fluff, the guts out of them immediately. So we have fluff all over. It is like sleepover party. Oh, I didn't do the spruce dark. Spruce dark. So, boy, this video is going too long. I'm talking too much. So on, I think it was Friday, maybe it was Thursday, I had my annual checkup. And as I got into the car, the satellite radio, it said updated channel list. And I'm like, oh, okay. And it took a bit, and then maybe 5 minutes into the drive, here came the new channels. And I was listening to some, first sports, and then it went over to ESPN, and I'm like, where's my radio, my regular stations? So I was over there flipping through them, and anytime that I found a station or slowed down just a little bit, it went on to like to grunge rock, and I'm like, oh, okay, keep turning. Anyhow, more of the story is I missed the turnoff for the doctor's appointment, so I had to go up an extra exit and turn around. When I came in, and of course they always do your vitals. And I'm like, you know, if my blood pressure is up, not that it's ever been up, I said, I know why that is. I told him I missed the turn. He's like, oh, it's okay. I don't know, the numbers are fine. But, yeah. And I think the radio, I never did get it back to preset stations, but I just found something that was tolerable. It's like, now I have to go figure all that out. I don't know how to do it. I'll have to go to the dealer and say, fix my radio. Where's the presets? I don't know what got me talking about that. Good thing we're almost done. Otherwise, you're going to know too much. Whew. Okay. We are done other than assembly. Pebbled Path, my new favorite. And you know, Microbeads, I was walking by my workspace and I found this right here that I got from a trip. I had to glue that down too. And of course Microbeads are on my mind, and I thought, what if, like instead of designer paper, these panels, or at least one of the panels is, oh, look how pretty it is with these colors too. With Microbeads. And then whatever you, what would you put, that's candy. Oh, look how there's rhinestones. Anyhow, maybe that will be next. More Microbeads. I'm on a roll now. They're fun. Okay, so there's today's project. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't already hit the like and subscribe button, I'd appreciate it. Thanks.